On the surface, the INFP and INFJ personalities appear very similar. These two introverted Myers-Briggs personality types are both creative, idealistic, and focused on helping others. But in other ways, they are practically opposites. In fact, they don't actually share any of the same cognitive functions. In MBTI theory, one letter can make a huge difference. Not sure if you're an INFJ or INFP. It's such a common dilemma, and in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways you can tell the difference, INFJ versus INFP. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamiso Miranda, and this channel is all things INFJ, personal growth and lifestyle design. Stay tuned for some tips, tricks, hacks and tools on overcoming adversity to fulfill your potential and become the best you. And if you'd like to learn how you could use life's adversities to your advantage, do consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon next to it. Let's dive in. Here are the 3 ways that INFJ and INFPs are different. The first way is feelings. So in MBTI, feelings is less about emotions and more about morality, right? So INFP's introverted feeling is not so much about emotions and is more to do with personal values and morality. And INFJ's extroverted feeling, FE, is not about others' feelings as well, but theirs is more about the social values. So for example, if you put an INFJ into a room, their main concern would be what is done, external action done, right? Whilst on the other hand, if you put an INFP in a room, their main concern would be why is something done. So it's what is done versus why is something done. The INFP's internal reasoning why something is done, whilst inside this room, an INFJ would think that the act of greeting strangers would be good. As long as you did a good thing, you're doing good. Whilst on the other hand, an INFP may argue that greeting a stranger when you are disinterested in them is insincere. If the reason you did something is not good, then you're not doing good. And this is one of the reasons why INFPs can often do things that make others feel confused. Because to them, from the outside, they're doing something completely insensible, something very odd and weird actions. But to the INFP, they are doing something good. They are doing something positive and for a good reason. This is the reason why introverted and extroverted feelings often clash and butt heads. The second way you can tell the difference, INFJ versus INFP, is when you compare INFP's inferior thinking with INFJ's tertiary thinking. Okay, so for those that don't know, MBTI has functional stacks, which are a bunch of our functions arranged from the best to the worst. INFP's functional stacks are introverted feeling, internal morality equals a best, extroverted intuition, brainstorming, introverted sensing, like taking information from memory and experience, and extroverted thinking, which is making decisions based on goal planning, is the worst. And the INFJ functional stack is introverted intuition, like making logical deductive connections, is best. Extroverted feeling, understanding of social values. Introverted thinking, which is making decisions based on logic. And extroverted sensing, engaging and taking information from the world, is the worst. So it goes without saying that INFPs are not going to be the best planners, as it's one of their worst functions. And it's not something that you can blame them for. So in that situation, you'd be better off to compare inferior function with inferior function for fairness. So my question for you today is that, which are you leaning towards, INFJ versus INFP? Let me know in the comments below if this video has helped you to distinguish which of the two personality types you are. The third way you can tell which you are, INFJ versus INFP, is when you look at INFP's second strongest function, which is extroverted intuition. This reduces the chances of them becoming indecisive. So that means that the chances of their extroverted intuition messing them up is likely to occur. So to set the bar here, the INFP's extroverted intuition is comparable to the INFJ's extroverted feeling, as they're on the same level of function. Both are second functions. And a lot of INFPs out there, they believe that their extroverted intuition is what messes them up and makes them indecisive, but actually this is not true. So becoming indecisive due to the extroverted intuition could only really happen for people with extroverted intuition as a tertiary or inferior function. But for them, it is a great supporter in daily life that pushes our creativity and our problem-solving capabilities. It's their big inventor, mad scientist, I can make dinner with only 2 ingredients function that gives them the power to overcome their terrible lack of goal planning. And personally, I think that the extroverted intuition is actually a wonderful function to have, and it can help you in a wide variety of life situations. For example, you know, there's always those people that could write an essay in the last dying minutes, in the last few hours, due when the essay is due, and they can just scrape it all together and it will come off looking polished. Also, those of you that can quickly clean up your whole house in the 5 minutes or 10 minutes before you have a guest arriving, that is also a benefit of having extroverted thinking. And I think that is something that just needs to be appreciated more. And ultimately, we need to remember that personality type is not meant to be a box that limits you, but rather a tool to help you grow. So if you don't see yourself represented exactly in these descriptions, that's okay. The best way to gain further clarity on your personality type is to schedule a one-on-one personality type consultation to gain more clarity and insights into your unique and individual personality. There's a link in the description with a free 30-minute personality type consultation for a limited time only. Now go and watch this playlist for more on all things INFJ, and I'll see you in my next one as we continue our journey towards a more wholesome, healthier, and more meaningful lifestyle.